What is going on, guys? It is Michael back again in the GPURisers mining bunker, and today we are going to continue to troubleshoot this brand new 6600 XT rig. Now, if you guys have been following along with the last video, we were just having an absolute nightmare with this rig, not understanding what's going on and everything like that. This is actually the issue GPU in question. And if you can see right now, this is the only GPU with the fans spinning. These do turn on every so often, but this is in a troubleshooting mode within MinerStat OS, where you can find the GPU. And I knew that this was the issue GPU. I swapped out the risers, no issues there, same problem. I swapped out the power cables, same problem. So, you know, what happened overnight is it continued to mine. However, this card did drop off. So what I'm guessing is that this card is definitely the weak link here out of these 6. I rambled a little bit in the last video kind of regarding, you know, how it's the whole rig can really only operate at the weakest link in the chain. And of course, you can go in depth and change the settings on each card, but I was not going to do that until the whole rig was up and going. I have yet to do that on these other rigs over here that you can see. These are the other 6600 XTs and the 6600 down there. So I kind of want to get everything up and going, and then I can better troubleshoot all of these issues. But what I think I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take this card out. I'm going to replace it with another Red Devil, and then I'm going to apply the same overclock settings that I have on the other 6600 XT rigs that I have. If you followed along in the last video, I kind of explained it a couple different times that I kept having to change the memory voltage, the memory controller, and also the memory overclock to make these things finally stable. And by these things now, I think it's just this card. So what I am going to do again is swap this out with another Red Devil, apply the standard overclocks, and I'll know that, you know, once this thing gets booted up, if everything's fine and dandy and it's mining just like the others, I'll know that this card is a actual hardware issue. I'm not going to say it's a common thing, but you know, with AMD, I remember with a lot of the 580s, 570s, 480s, 470s, there was always, whenever there was an issue with the card, it was always pertaining to a memory issue. At least that was for me. So that said, I'm going to go ahead, get this thing unscrewed from here, replaced out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back here. I did get this power color Red Devil replaced. I have the bad one right here. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with it. I'm hoping that this is the issue. New card, I can't imagine that the issue wouldn't be resolved, but what we're gonna do right now is we're going to boot this rig up. I'm gonna keep the same overclocks that were on it before, and if everything's mining and it's going well, I'm gonna go log into the MinerStat dashboard, change it to the same overclocks that we have on these other 2 rigs right here, and see if that fixes the problem. So that said, let me go ahead and get this thing booted up over here. All right, so this next part is where it would always freeze, right where it says GPU 5 right here. This was the issue. As soon as it started applying this fan curve, it would freeze. It looks like we're starting the miner, not having any issues. Again, this is using the same overclocks that we didn't have an issue with, where eventually overnight that GPU 5 did drop off. If we type in miner right here, you can see that all 5 are here. Once I see that these are hashing and everything's good, I will go into the dashboard and change the settings and hopefully get this thing rolling. All right, as you can see here, 29.5 to about 30. These will all even out at about 30.5 once the GPUs are done tuning. But now that I see that it's up and running and working, I am going to go into the dashboard, change the settings to the same as the others, hope that we don't come into any other issues. So that said, let me go ahead and go do that, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, I applied the overclocks for the memory, rebooted the system, so we are now just waiting for the overclocks to come in. Again, I never had any luck with overclocking GPU 5, which is right here. So I'm not anticipating any issues. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers, because if this does come back and it freezes when it's overclocking GPU 5 again, I'm going to be very, very stumped. So here we have GPU 4 going, and now GPU 5, and it looks like it's stuck for a little bit. My heart kind of sank, I'm not gonna lie, but looks like it's all done and it's starting up the miner right now. So let's type in miner to bring that up. I'm gonna let this run for a couple of minutes, make sure everything is working. While I do that, I will put this away and get the other 4 cards that I have. I did get another Red Devil in last night, so we have 1 more Red Devil to put on top and 3 of the ASUS Strix cards to put on top as well. All right, it looks like all is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and let this go, get this out of here and put back. I will probably return this rather than RMA it. I don't know what the RMA times look for power color. I did have a bad experience with a Radeon 7 with an RMA from them, which took, I want to say, a month and a half. So that said, let me go ahead, get this put away, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. We moved the table a little bit closer here to the wall back there. There's just not enough room to, get these cards taken out. We have another power color Red Devil and also 3 of these ROG Strix cards. I'm not sure if you've seen these before. ASUS does a really good job with these cards. And the 6600 XTs are no exception. I mean, obviously it's all just, plastic still. But, when you compare this to a 3080, 3090 model, I mean, this is, 1/3, 1/4 the price of it. But they still put a lot of effort into that, and I'm glad it's a single 4-pin. That is great for us miners. So that said, I'm excited to get these on. I don't actually have any other of these ROG Strixes. I think we just have, Red Devils, Hellhounds, a bunch of XFX, some Gigabytes over on that other one there. And then, yeah, the 6600s are kind of the same model, but we are excited to get these Strix cards on there. So that said, we do have everything kind of put on here, ready to go. We have all the risers. We only have 4 cards, but I went ahead and got the other 2 risers all set up, ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead, get all this plugged in, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. We have all 4 of these 6600 XTs put on here. So as I showed you guys a little earlier, I changed lenses on the camera, so hopefully you guys can see it a little bit better. This is a little bit nicer of a lens, however, it kind of is a little more zoomed in, which now that I'm looking at it, kind of looks a little bit better, but let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Also, I realized earlier in the film, when you guys were looking at the screen, it was such tiny little letters. I can zoom in a little more with this lens, so hopefully all that works out. But anyways, we do have the 3 Strixes right here, and we also have our Red Devil right there at the end. So this is gonna be my first time booting this up with 10 cards on it now. So let's go ahead and see what it does. All right, it looks like we are booting up right now. It is going into miner stat. Now I'll lift this up real quick so you guys can see what the Strix looks like. There it is, okay. Pretty neat looking cards. I did see all of them turn on right off the bat. All of the risers do show both of the LEDs going. We do have these 2 other risers here waiting to go once we get the other 2 6600 XTs in. So I did turn the lights off here in the bunker. I do just have the studio lights going now. Hopefully it's a little bit better to see. We are overclocking, so let me go ahead and zoom this in. Now again, all cards seem to be functioning, so I'm crossing my fingers here. We don't run into another issue like that one Red Devil. So there should be a total of 9, including GPU 0. These operating systems on these Linux distros in Ubuntu usually start with the number 0. So it looks like all of the overclocking was successful here. I am going to be able to type in the command miner to show Team Red Miner and what it's doing. So actually it does look like we are only showing 9 GPUs out of the 10, so we are having an issue. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot and just hope that it's just an error while applying overclocks and we don't have another problem like we did with the other Red Devil. But real quick, as you guys can maybe see here, it's really zoomed in. This fan on the Red Devil is kind of wobbly, which kind of tells me that it didn't properly set the overclocks, whereas the fans on these Red Devils are pretty honed in, exactly at the 80% that I have them set up. Not sure if it's coming out too well on video, but you can tell that it's a little bit wobbly. So I have an idea that it's definitely this card. Let me go ahead and reboot. If there's still issues, persisting, then I'll have to check out some other options here. But that said, let me go ahead and reboot. All right, guys, we are back again. I know I've probably said that phrase about 100 times throughout these 2 videos. Let me load up the miner here. You can see now we do have GPU 0 to GPU 9, meaning that we have all 10 running. And also you could probably see, let's try this. Nope, I gotta lift it up a little bit. Bear with me with the gimbal thing. I still am practicing. Please drop a comment down below though if that, does this seem more smoother than my hand? Definitely looks more smoother on the little screen I'm looking at right now. But I'm gonna keep using it, try to get a little bit better with it. But you can see the fan is a lot more stable on this Power Color Red Devil. It does look like it's, other ones down here. So that is, right off the bat I could tell that it was, functioning properly just by the fan speed. Yeah, if you can see right there, this does not have the 1X slots. It's just the USB that plugs directly into this generic 12 GPU motherboard. The one on the left right there closest to the screen is GPU 9. At GPU 9, that USB was not plugged in all the way. So I think that was the issue. So it looks like we are having a watchdog issue. However, it looks like it's the CPU that's been stuck. So the problem with this is, I'm not sure if you can see it here, that is the CPU fan that is not moving. So that just means I have too many splitters, too many wires everywhere. Let me go ahead and unhinge that so that it's able to freely spin. It's probably overheating or something like that. All right, we have it freely moving now. All right, so I'm just gonna reboot this. Problem after problem in the mining bunker. All right, guys, we are back here. Let me zoom this in a little bit more. As you can see on each card, we were getting about 28.5. I expect that to go up to about 29. I did have to take off the memory clocks again. GPU 5 was having another issue. I'm totally stumped on it. I don't know. Now I'm starting to think that Red Devil that I took off is fine, and it might actually be a different card. But when I looked for the GPUs and everything like that, it kept signaling that it was that GPU having an issue. I've swapped out risers on it. I've swapped out the cards and everything like that, and I really don't know what's going on. I know it's a power color. The program says that, so it's possible, although very unlikely, that it's the new one that I put on right there. So this one was having issues before with the fans earlier in the video, if you guys recall. So I really don't know what it is, but again, it's getting late here in the bunker. I don't want to be here all night. I was here pretty late yesterday trying to figure out all this stuff. But that said, GPU 5 probably will drop off again tonight like it did last night. And I really don't know really what's going on. I know, like I said, I know it's a power color giving the issues. This one is the new one that I put on. I'm tempted to put the old one on and see what's going on with that. But I was hoping to make this only a 2-part video, but I will do a follow-up on this. I'm gonna keep diving in and figure out what is going on with it. It's frustrating, but it's one of those things, when you're doing crypto mining and stuff like that, you will come into a whole lot of issues, random ones. If you saw the other video, we had a bad motherboard cable, super random. It's possible that it might even be one of the PCIe ports on this motherboard. These motherboards are generic. They don't have much quality control and things like, of that nature. So who knows? That probably will be the first thing I test out, is just going to go ahead and swap out that. So far, we actually don't have a dead GPU yet, but I can almost guarantee there will be one tomorrow morning when I get back here in the bunker. But enough of that, guys. I'm gonna call it a night, get home, get some sleep. I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys in the next video.